Hey, welcome, and thanks for checking out my traffic lights. Today, I'm going to be polishing up this little guy. I got this one off of eBay for probably too much money. I paid $118 plus shipping, and I don't know, it was one of those things I'd never seen before, so I kind of had to have it. The fact that it's wooden, it looks very handmade, it's got brass visors on it. I kind of had to have it because I'd never seen one like it before. So it arrived in really nice condition, a little bit of patina on the visors, and pretty dusty. This plug here, it's old. It's really old. This, I think, changes or turns on the lamp at the top. I think, because that's, oh no, it goes more. So this probably changes the red, yellow, and green. And then this push button down here, does it rotate? Yeah, it rotates. That, I'm guessing, turns on the lamp at the top. This is supposed to be a lamp. Yeah, it's missing some stuff, but after some sleuthing and finding some stuff on, where did I see this? I think Amazon and just the hardware store. We're going to bring this back to life. Let's have some fun. So I don't even know if this thing actually even works. So I'm going to grab some Pledge, maybe some Windex, maybe some brass polish. These things kind of pop out here. They're just kind of stuck in out of pressure, holding the plastic lenses in. So try and polish these up a little bit and make it look nice. And if we can do that, then I think we'll throw some light bulbs in it, plug it in, and hopefully nothing catches fire. Let's see what happens. So I figure, what better way to clean something made out of wood than with a wood cleaner? This is Murphy's oil soap. It says safely cleans wood, so what the heck, I'll give that a shot. I also have some N-Dust. We'll give this a shot. Toothbrush. Clean those nooks and crannies. And some water, just in case. But I think that's going to do it for now. So let's tear into it and see what we can do. Oh yeah. All right, this is like the worst background because my wall is pretty much the same color as this thing, so it is what it is. So to clean up these, I have this. It's the Moss fine polishing cream for all metals. So we're going to give this a shot. So I think what we're going to do, give them a little polish, get off the dust. And if they don't immediately fall out, then we'll leave them in, we'll polish them in where they are. And that noise behind me is my cat on her scratch box. Are you done? No. Thank you. Let's see how this stuff works. If it's any good. I don't know how old this stuff is. This is like, ugh. It's coming out like bird poop. Let's get some of that past that oily crap. New paper towel. That's what it looks like. Gonna mush it up in the paper towel. Probably used way more than I need. And we'll see what it looks like. Now that I'm getting it on the wood itself to clean that off. There goes one. That was one of the loose ones. So let's back this guy up. And we'll give it a little polish down here. I mean, this hasn't been touched in I don't know how many years. I don't expect it to come look brand new. I mean, I don't even know if I'm getting off any of that dirt. It's coming off a little bit. I really didn't do a whole lot. Just kind of took off some oxidation, I guess. Yeah. I think we're just going to get the dust off of this. Generally, when I have traffic signals that have a good deal of, I don't want to say rust, but a nice patina, I generally like to leave them as is, because I consider that part of the history of the signal. You know, if it's got a little bit of rust on it or oxidation, that can mean that that was, you know, part of its life. It was, you know, I've had traffic signals that came from down by the Jersey Shore, and they were rusted, really rusted. I ended up getting rid of those anyway. That was early on, and I just didn't have the ambition to take them apart and give them a prep or restoration. But I think for this guy, we're just going to clean him up a little bit. Get the dust off. Now I know Windex is for glass, but I think it'll do a perfectly adequate job on these little plastic lenses. And a little bit of dirt coming off of these things. They're turning brown. And I don't think it's necessarily because of the brown itself. Whoever built this thing did a nice job on this. I don't know if this was a high school project or what, or I don't know, wood shop. But they did a nice job. I like it. Maybe somebody was playing around in the garage with their wood shop tools. I don't know. What do you think? Where did this come from? Tell me in the comments. Yeah, these are definitely shining up. We can see light bulbs in there. Those look like, what are they? C4 or C6 or whatever they're called. I should know that. They look like they're colored. You can see them in there. Let's get a little more toothbrush action around the lens, the visors, around the lenses. There's definitely glue around these things. You can see they're supposed to be glued in. So I guess over the years it kind of dried out. Got nasty, brittle. You can see those light bulbs in there. Those are C6, I think. I think that's what they're called. Or C7. It's not C4, I don't think. They'd be explosive. Anyway, I think that's looking pretty good. That's looking a lot better than it did. So what do you think is next? I say we plug it in. Let's see what works. I'm pretty confident that this is going to work. Let's see what happens. All right, we're plugged in. Nothing's exploded yet. Oh, is that a loose light bulb in there? It's kind of loose in that green. See, this is the one that twists, I believe. They both twist, actually. I don't know if that's a wire or just loose in the socket. We'll have to open that up and find out. All right, this one had this guy on it. Yellow works. That's a very orange bulb. And the red works. All right, so that's off. That would be on if that bulb was screwed in properly. All right, so they work. That's cool. We're going to have to open that up, though, and see what's going on. Now we need a light for up here. That's going to be a normal incandescent style light bulb. And I wanted to get something that was going to be bright enough, but still not get too hot because I wasn't sure of the wiring inside this thing. So I made a little trip to my local big box Home Depot, Lowe's place style store, and I found a set of light bulbs. These are the Relax LED. These are soft white and 100 watt equivalent. So I can have a nice bright light, but I'm only using 13.5 watts of electricity. These I think are going to work out very nicely. So let's pop one in. I wanted to go with something that looked like as much as a real light bulb as possible. Now I don't know if this is in the on position or what. We'll find out. Nothing. Twist the little knob, and there we go. Beautiful. It works. That looks kind of stupid just like that, and I agree. So for that, I found this little kind of harp looking thing. This will go right onto the light bulb. And then a search on Amazon, I found this. This is just a black lampshade. Inexpensive. Stick that on top. Now, does that look a little goofy? Yeah, a little bit. But I think that's originally what it was supposed to look like, something like that. But before we button this whole thing up, let's make sure that light bulb inside, that green light, is secured, because I hope it's not a wiring issue. I hope it's just a loose bulb. So let's take this thing apart a little bit and see what's inside. All right, with it unplugged and everything taken off of it, I'm just looking at the bottom here. It's a solid piece of metal. Bunch of wiring in there. I think that's cracked. Don't think it's supposed to be like that. Actually, you know what? It might be supposed to be like that, because if they had to run the wiring in, maybe they had to take two plates and put them together. That's my guess. But let's see if we can take this apart. Looks like, I mean, this was done back in the day. Nobody in their right mind would use regular screws instead, slotted screws instead of Phillips head these days. So let's get these off and see what's on the inside. I think, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't slide any. I'm looking at the bottom of that. I don't know what that is. It's a metal or something? Not sure what that is. But we're going to take this apart. I'm going to undo these screws and see if that will take this off. All right, let's take a look. I don't know which one of these screws is going to release this back, if any, if I need to do all three of them. Feels like it's coming loose. There we go. No, that's pretty tight. All right, so those strips that were sticking out at the bottom, looks like they're just metal pieces to hold the wiring in place. Some goop on this red light. I don't know what that is. I wonder if I have some goo gone. Get rid of that. Oh, I see what's going on. These are actually making contact down here. I didn't even see that. That's what's making the connection up here. I didn't even realize that. These metal pieces make the contacts down here. But then the other switch runs directly up there. So if we take a look inside here, you can see the wiring that goes all the way up to the top. That's for the lamp at the top. Everything at the bottom runs through these things down here. Pretty ingenious. And that could be why that bulb was shorting out. If there wasn't a perfectly good connection down here, if there was any flexing going on, that would have been what was not making contact. So I'm going to bend this just a little bit to see about getting better contact, because it only seemed to be the green one. So that's this one here. This is the common, this is the green, the yellow, and the red. Pretty cool. This is, ingeniously done. But if I bend this up a little bit more, I'm going to guess that I'll have a better connection. Because maybe the green down here needs to be bent up a little bit more. So if I look at here, it is the second one in for the green. That would be this one here. All right, just bent it a little bit. Now if we put this back together, we should have a good connection. Because I did notice that as I was rocking this thing back and forth, that the light would start to flicker out on the green. And that's what I'm guessing, because of the flexing of this wood as I was moving it back and forth. That's what was creating just enough contact to not happen. And I don't know about you, but I cannot stand slotted screws. For all those who invented screws that came after this, like Phillips and Hex, so much better. I'm going to be really careful here, because you see a couple of times I've slipped off and I don't want to damage this thing. I might have to replace these, because this one screw looks like it's on its way to being stripped out. I got to put a lot of pressure to keep that screwdriver in there. All right, let's plug that back in. See if that worked. Nothing. Did I not connect that properly? So if I put pressure on the back, let's see if that light bulb still works up at the top. Yep. So my power source still works. I'm guessing that I just don't have the right connections going on at the bottom here. This one screw may not be pushed in all the way. Oh, there it is. See, if I put pressure on it. So I've got a connection issue with the pressure at the bottom. So let's unplug that and try putting this in a little bit better. I want to take this screw out, because because I can't get a good bite on this. Let's use this one instead. I think what I might do is try to bring those contacts out a little bit further. Try to bend them. That might be what I need to do. So let's take all these screws out. You know, it's probably not the safest thing in the world to have 120 volts passing right over this wood. All right, they're bent out. Let me find some Goo Gone so I can get that. I don't know what that is on there, but it's gooey. And I want to see if, I'm going to check. I might have a yellow light because that's kind of orange, not really yellow. Be right back.
A few moments later.
All right, so no yellow bulbs. I'll have to stick with the orange for now. Now let's got some Goo Gone here. This stuff works really well when it comes to getting sticky stuff off. I've used this on computers that had tags on them for, I guess they were moving or something like that, and they put stickers all over them to tell the movers where to put the particular computer or piece of furniture, whatever. Anyway, it works really well. And if it doesn't work right away, just let it sit overnight. Not too shabby. All right, we can put that back on. I'm going to find the screw that was the worst and use it up here because we don't really need to have super tight grip up there. This one's the worst. So we're going to put that one up here. It's like I can't even stay in the slot. This one's better. Might have to make a trip to the hardware store. This one's the best, so I'm going to put this one down at the bottom because this hopefully will give the most grip so we can make those contacts touch each other nice and solidly. I can feel that going in. Yeah, nice. I think I need to find a bigger screwdriver.
5 minutes later.
All right, I think I found something even better. Some brass. And these are Phillips. Let's get this thing out of here. Let's plug it in and see what happens. All right, we're plugged in. Looky what I see. And the green works. Solidly too. Let's get this light bulb on here. And its goofy hat. Clear this stuff out, give it its due respect here. I think that looks pretty cool. So there you have it. Pretty cool, huh, kitty? Yeah, you don't care. Anyway, there it is. Wooden traffic light from, I don't know, 1950s, 1960s. I don't know, I probably paid way too much money for it, but I think it's cool. So thanks for sticking around and checking this out. Appreciate you hanging out with me and my traffic lights. Until next time, have an awesome week.